What's your take quickly on the Supreme Court judgment?
I am not surprised about the judgment because it's inevitable, bearing in mind the hardship being undergone by the by Nigerians. The Nigerians are going through a lot because of this policy. You have money in bank, you can't access it. You have money at home, you can't spend it. You have money, you can't use it. Money, people are not doing trade by barter. They are not like in the olden days where our father don't have a legal tender. So I think it will be otherwise for me if the judgment has gone the other way, because it will create more hardship on the Nigerian people. And since it's good, the laws are made for the people and not people for the law. So I think it is a good judgment for me, and it's a confirmation that rule of law supersedes anybody. It's not a respecter of anybody, whether you are the president, whether you are the CBN governor, whether you are whatever you are, whether you are a governor of a state, or whether you are a minister, whatever you have. So because if you don't respect it, if the rule of law is not being followed, we can't have a good country. One of the indicators of good governance is rule of law. If you look at UNDP criteria for good governance, so rule of law must be respected, must be obeyed. Otherwise, we won't have the country that will be governed by rule of in line with a fundamental principle of government. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a good judgment, and it's a pointer that, look, like I said earlier on, that no one is above the law, and that things must be done in line with law if we want to progress this country.
But do you see the president and the CBN actually obeying this law?
They don't have a choice, but I cannot clearly, bearing in mind the previous judgment that have been given. So many judgments have been given that have been disobeyed by the president. So I cannot hold my neck and say it will be obeyed by the. But I expect the president, who want to uphold the constitution, to obey it, because not obeying court order is what brought us where we are today. We have so many judgments that have been delivered that have not been obeyed. Even on this currency issue, there was an interim injunction granted, and yet the president made another directive contrary to the directive of the Supreme Court. So I expect the Supreme Court to obey the order. I expect the CBN governor to also put directive to that effect to the banks to accept the currency, and I expect them to obey. But I can't guarantee whether or not they will. But because of the antecedent of this government, as far as I'm concerned,
you have said that if the judgment had gone the other way around, the hardship would have increased. Do you see this judgment as the one that will really make the hardship Nigerians are experiencing right now to disappear?
No, I'm talking in terms of the currency. The hardship being encountered, that it may not be a rule yet. Because there's one thing for you to say, the old note are now legal tender. It's another thing for you to see the notes. So, but the only thing the effect of the judgment is that if you have the old notes, you cannot use it to buy anything you want to buy. You can take it to the bank, and bank must collect it. But I doubt whether the bank will now print out a new notes to give out. So those who have the money in their hands, there is a relief for them, because they will be assured that they will be able to spend it. And the queue you are seeing at the bank will reduce, because the Supreme Court also said that, look, the limitation, so you can only collect so amount per day. It's not legal. It's not valid. So that has not been removed. That's another obstacle, because you have money in the bank and you want to collect money. They will say you can only collect 10,000 naira. You can only collect 20,000 naira a day. You cannot collect more than 100,000 naira a week. That they say it's not valid. It's not constitutional. It's a breach of fundamental rights. So that will give a relief to our people, because the problem we are having and why people are already queuing at the bank is because they don't have they have the old notes, they can't spend it, and they don't have the new notes. So now the old note, that people with the old notes will be able to spend the money, and then I think there will be a kind of relief in terms of the judgment.
Finally, do you think the real problems of Nigerians right now is the spending of the old notes, or the availability of or whichever notes, whether the new one or the old notes?
Both, because some people still have the old notes, plenty with them, and some don't even have the new notes. So we have both are issues. Some people, so those who have the old notes cannot spend it. To them, it's a problem. Those who cannot access the new notes, it's a problem. So we have double problem here. So we have problem with the old people with the old notes, and we have problem with people who don't have access to the new notes. So both are issue. But those who have the old notes, if it is allowed to be spent, and they now take it out, probably more money will exchange hands, and people will be able to do business without old note. Because I know some people have the money, the old note with them, and they not be able to spend it. So they be a relief to them as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, thank you very much, Tunji, for being a part of our program today.
Hello, hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified about fresh news updates.